Hi everyone, this is Kelly Beard of KarmicTools.com, and this is your weekly forecast for April 28th through May 4th, 2019. And this week kicks off on Monday with Saturn retrograding in Capricorn. This is Saturn's first time in Capricorn since 1988 to 1990, and today brings its second and final retrograde in its home sign. Next year, 2020, it'll retrograde in Aquarius and go direct in Capricorn, so there'll be a little bit of completion, but then Saturn's going to move on and it'll be 28 years. So this is a tremendous amount of stabilizing energy that you can direct consciously on your own behalf. In general, you can look to any area of your life that requires you to upgrade and fortify because it has essentially run its natural course and is more or less worn out. But you can also look to your Capricorn house and see if the areas of life it represents also may require some much needed focus and dedication. Saturn often gets our attention by creating blockages and delays, pointing out weaknesses and oversights, and during its retrograde, there are reports of folks feeling like they are being held back by the elbows. But it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. A better use of Saturn's amazing energy is to slow down and check in with your personal base or foundation for living. How organized are you in general? Are you naturally focused and self-directed, or do you succeed more often when you have a structure? This is a time to develop or fortify your inner authority, to make choices and decisions on your own behalf with courage and confidence. Take time to organize your thoughts or create a plan or strategy for adjusting to the changes seemingly being forced on you at this time. Start with small, manageable goals because accomplishing them will also give you the momentum and fortitude to go after the bigger goals. It's time to release fear and doubt and redefine your reality on some level, if nothing else, for the new year alone. Because here again, last week Pluto retrograded, this week Saturn retrogrades. You know, they're both together in Capricorn working on transforming our basic structures, our basic principles for living. All of the fundamentals are undergoing a renewal, and we have to do that internally as well. And when they go backwards, it gives us a chance to do that. It gives us the energy and the focus and that extra support to do that. So here we have on May 1st, Mercury sextiling Mars for the final time. This is one of the 3 times over that Mercury did during its retrograde. So it also happened February 7th, March 17th, and this final pass is May 1st. So you've probably heard this one a couple of times recently, but it's a good reminder. And remember, with Mercury, it's 3 weeks before, 3 weeks of, 3 weeks after. So we're alerted to these things that are up in terms of our ideas, thoughts, and consciousness and concepts. And then we do that renewal and the review to dig into it to see what needs some attention. And then on this final 3 weeks, it all starts to make sense, let's say. This is a healthy selfish energy, also known as self-preservation. So don't hold back this week. If you have a big dream or a serious goal that you have been working toward, then this is the time that may attract the assistance you need from the universe. This is definitely a work energy. However, it brings with it the caveat that it may be best if you work alone, especially if you are working on something important to you. No one else is or ever will be as dedicated to your goal as you will be, nor should you expect them to be. You are now connected to the extra energy it takes to push your goals to the next level, bringing you a sense of accomplishment while also outlining the next task to be done. Opportunities present themselves all the time. All you have to do is be ready. If you are given the opportunity to make a presentation, go for it. Your clarity, energy, and enthusiasm will be unmatched, and that's what people respond to. Don't choose this time to be shy or doubt that you're ready. You are definitely ready. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. One of my favorite sayings is, at the moment of commitment, the universe conspires to assist you. It's time to decide if you are committed and how truly committed you are to your own success. Okay, this is Mercury, your ideas, with Mars, your passion and action and choices. So we've had to do a little review there so that we can take right action in right timing so that we get the right results. And we had to do a little digging and activate our imaginations to think outside the box a little bit to get there. And so watch how things are starting to slowly come back together now over the next 3 weeks during May. Also on May 1st, Mercury is going to square Saturn. This energy is good for deep self-reflection and intentional solitude, rather than negotiating with others, as it can create challenges around communication and self-expression. It is easier to feel misunderstood when trying to convey something, or you may seem a little down to others when it's more of a serious, not necessarily negative vibration. This is not usually good energy for business negotiations unless every detail is very clear to all involved. It often makes you most critical of yourself, but it could trickle over onto others as well. Basically, Saturn helps you see where any weakness and instability is, so you're recognizing what needs to be fixed or fortified. And Mercury can actually be useful for learning. Beware of a tendency toward apathy, pessimism, and/or depression. That's Saturn and Mercury, which makes it more mental than literal. Try to stay focused on all the blessings that you do have and all that you have accomplished instead of what's still on the list of things to do in life. This energy is not intended to make you feel bad about the things left yet to do, but encourage you to begin the necessary steps and be okay with small measures of progress for now. This energy tends to make you focus on the practical side of manifesting. Clear the mental distractions and emotional debris and begin to lay a new, clean, solid foundation beneath your goals. Then strategize about the details of bringing it to fruition. That will cheer you up too. So that's strategizing and dreaming and vision boards and things like that. When you can't take the action, that's when you want to pull back and review the details of the ideas and how they're put together. And I actually have a perfect one to illustrate these last couple of Mercury dynamics. I submitted my final homework for Earth Medicine Level 4 at the beginning of the Mercury retrograde at that 3-week shadow period. And then I totally redreamed the whole deal. So it was a process of diving into my imagination and determining what I wanted to really feed and nourish and bring to life next. And so we've all had a little dose of that. That's really powerful. And this is a big Mercury week, this whole week. So we're processing again. We're on that other side of the retrograde doing the final process of what is the vision and what are the first next steps that we can take. Then on May 2nd, Mercury is going to square Pluto. So you know once it talks to Saturn, it's got to talk to Pluto because that's the department they're in. This energy is a tough yet powerful one. Its highest expression would be to focus on your inner deep dig, the discovery and development of your soul or soul self. It enables you to look beneath the surface to some core drives and gain some valuable insights and thus choose a plan of action based on your findings. You will want to know all the hidden meanings behind decisions you've made or want to make soon. Dig, you will find more than you think you're ready for, but apparently the universe thinks differently. So pay attention and try not to worry about what anyone else thinks or believes. This energy's flip side is to make you obsess over one particular idea and try to force others to your way of thinking. That is a bottomless pit. You cannot truly change the way other people think. You can only change the way you think and hope it enlightens others along the way. And it will, for those who are tuned in to your vibration and level of consciousness. Try to only focus on you and your direction at this time. You know, Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, these are personal planets. And when they get to dance with the social and collective planets, they do a lot of the heavy lifting for us if we just set the conscious intent and make the offerings and take a little time out. Also on the 2nd, Mercury is going to trine Jupiter. So here's the blessing in all this, you know, all these challenges to grow as we are approaching the new moon. A lot of people feel that as an emptying out process because it's the dark of the moon, it's the void. But this is where seeds germinate, in the darkness. So let's take this blessing. Also on May 2nd, Mercury trine Jupiter. This energy is great for expanding your mind, learning something new, or taking a class. It's time to plan for the future and start getting organized. Okay, y'all, I didn't even realize that it fell this perfectly, but I have to tell you, just a little heads up, that on May 9th, I'm having the second of 3 free introductions to my new Soul Sister Circle. So be sure to check back for details on registering for that. Make sure you're on the email list. But also the following week, May 11th to the 18th, I'm doing a 7-day what I'm calling an energetic reset around self-value and self-worth with Buffalo. So I hope you'll join me for that as well, because these two things are really going to help with all I've just talked about in the last week and this week and next week in terms of these activations and how we're being rearranged. So we're going to dive a little deeper in and give it some focus and some dedication that week to reset our self-worth and self-value, something that we do intensely at this time every year. So back to Mercury and Jupiter, because this is a blessing. This is something we can tap into. So if you are feeling less disciplined and more creative, which is fine in the beginning, but eventually focus and discipline will have to be engaged to ground your new ideas, thoughts, and concepts. You have to ask yourself, how bad do you want it? If you are self-aware, awake, and alert, you will be able to see and seize the opportunities as they present themselves. It may appear to be luck, but it's really more that you are in alignment with the cosmos, present and positive, and ultimately able to trust and follow your instincts. Practice, there is no perfection. Being optimistic and looking for opportunity in every experience will magnetize the positive and naturally repel the negative, leading right where you want to be. Take advantage of this good energy to connect to whatever it is you are trying to create in your life at this time. So this is an expansion of the ideas. I would say, I should have said in here somewhere, think bigger. When Mercury is trining Jupiter, that's what's happening. You're able to expand your vision in a way that maybe you weren't able to before now, which is beautiful because that leads us to 5/4. On May 4th, we have the new moon in Taurus. So every year at this time, we tend to our individual gardens, that sacred place where everything we love has a place to grow, develop, and bear fruit. What are you cultivating in your garden at this time? This is always a chance to begin anew, anchoring the new ideas that got activated with the Aries new moon a month ago, which would have been April 5th, while also practicing the new routines that will help manifest and sustain whatever you're creating at this time. Taurus energy, whether beginning or completing, always gives you the opportunity to assess your priorities. What is really important to you now? What nourishes, supports, and sustains you now? And because Venus is involved, I'd add who as well. Who nourishes, supports, and sustains you now? Taurus is all about what we cultivate. So look at what worked and what didn't over the last 6 months to a year, and note what building materials you have at this time that would assist you in creating, manifesting, and or magnetizing a comfortable and fulfilling existence that truly reflects what you believe you are worth. That's why we're tackling self-worth and self-value next month. The Taurus lesson / energy is not so much about waiting as it is about slowing down to consciously cultivate and co-create with the energy, resources, and opportunities presenting themselves at this time. Internally, you can anchor the aspects of the new identity recently activated in Aries. These are the aspects of self which you feel will support and sustain you going forward in this brand new territory. Whether energetically new territory or actual physical, literal new territory, we are all on some new ground. This is the time of year to renew your commitment and dedication to living the life you feel most worthy of. Take stock of what you have released as well as what you have acquired. Give appreciation for all, then truly detach because you are worth so much more. There's new energy and support available, and because your values and priorities have permanently shifted over recent years, it is good to reflect on what deeply supports who you are here and now. What feeds, nourishes, supports, and protects your new desires, your new values, your new priorities? What kind of energy, relationships, and circumstances are you magnetizing, and what kind are you repelling? How often do you tune in to honor the beauty and abundance surrounding you as well as within you? Just remember, gratitude unlocks energy and connects you to new resources. So a very powerful week. New moon, kicking things off, but we're definitely on the other side of the Mercury retrograde now. So let's see how things play out, and stay tuned and stay connected and reach out if you would like some additional support. And thanks again for listening. This is Kelly Beard of computerized, and I am so grateful for your time, energy, and support. Please share this with those you think would resonate and reach out if and when you need to. Kelly at karmictools.com. The goal of my weekly forecast is to alert you to the energies and activations that we're all experiencing and the possibilities for conscious co-creation as an individual. Awareness of the energies is the first key, but I invite you to take it to the next level by checking out my readings, telecircles, and subscriptions, which are all geared toward individual support that helps you understand your own unique blueprint. My specialty is cycles and patterns, and I love helping people figure out their own within the context of the social and collective rhythm. To some, working with their own cycles and patterns is a completely new and foreign concept, but there are many planetary cycles that coincide with natural life cycles that allow us to co-create in mystical as well as practical ways. I create custom tools that I have tried and tested myself for over 30 years, and I do the work alongside my circle every time. So I hope you will reach out if you feel called to dive deeper into your own soul's natural rhythm. Talk to you soon. One love.